Oh, I'm crying, viewers. This scene is very emotional. It's one of the most emotional scenes in the Zelda game. Like when with Midna at the end of Twilight Princess. That was very emotional too. Oh, gets me a little teary-eyed. Like when Arya died in Final Fantasy III, that got me a little teary-eyed too. Or Aerith. Now, I never really full-on cried during a video game before. I mean, my eyes have gotten watery, but... You know, I cried during the Pokemon movie when I thought Ash was gonna die, but we all know that'll never happen. They're not gonna throw away their main character. They'd have a lot of you-know-whats if they did. Oh, hey, Granny. Yeah, we're back. The gate's finally gone. Well, it's nice to see you again, Granny. Well, I guess it hasn't been that long, but... Well, thanks for watching the gate on this side for us, huh? What's on your wrist? Seems shiny. No! Granny's Impa! You didn't say anything this whole time? Well, we did get to see her again. Well, we've seen you the whole time, Impa. Wow, must have been pretty cool to see herself from the past and then herself in the future. Both of them. Both parts of Impa. Yeah? We sure did get to meet again. Well, who are your descendants, Impa? You must have like grandchildren and stuff. Are they living in Skyloft or some other part of Hyrule that we don't have access to at the moment? Impa? No, Impa, don't go. We just got back. Oh. Well, I'm going to miss her. Yeah, the bracelet doesn't disappear along with her. I guess the bracelet's a bit magical. Granny! Oh, that is pretty sad. Impa, may you live in peace. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank you for everything. Yeah, thank you too, Fee, for turning into the Master Sword. Well, it's finally time to return to Skyloft, I'd imagine, and see all of our old friends again. Or we can stare at that bright white light. Ah, the classic camera angle for the Master Sword. Well, what are we gonna do now, guys? I mean, I guess we could start moving back down to the planet. I mean, out from the sky, anyways. Because we don't need to be in the sky anymore. Okay, the old goes hand for Twilight Princess, but yeah, we don't need to. The classic resting place for the Master Sword. And the pedestal changes from Zelda games a bit. It's not so round. And that concludes The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. What did you viewers think of this Let's Play? Did you enjoy it? Well, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think of Skyward Sword? Is it your favorite Zelda game? Your third favorite? Your least favorite? I'd like to know. We all have our own opinions of the Zelda series. And now it's finally time to let the credits roll. And it's time for me to give my review of the game too. Yeah, let the title fade. I think there's going to be... Okay, yeah, there goes the credits. Not sure if you can actually read all of it, but... Well, yeah. It's gonna show some of the cutscenes of where Zelda... What happened to Zelda when we weren't around, and she was on the surface world. Yeah, it started with that... She started in that pink outfit. Not sure if she still has that or not, but Anyways, it's time for my review of the game. I'm gonna start with the gameplay. Now, my first time playing through the game, I didn't have any problems with the Wii Motion Plus. The Wii Motion Plus seemed very flawless to me. Then during my second run through, I only had one problem with it, and then during my Let's Play series, maybe I'm getting too violent with it, or too hasty. It seems I'm having problems stabbing sometimes, or maybe it won't work the way I want to, but it is very, very few. I've only had a few problems, but it's never too big to actually ruin the game for me, or it never worked. I mean, it didn't malfunction so bad to where I couldn't complete the game or have the game be enjoyable. So for the gameplay, and all the other gameplay mechanics when it comes to items, puzzles, the world being interactive with you, I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10, besides the minor V-motion plus problems once in a blue moon. Maybe it's just me who gets the problems, but it happens once in a while. Now for the music. The music, I'd give a 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite soundtracks in the Zelda series. I like Ocarina of Time more, but this one is definitely one of my favorites. I like how the songs are more orchestrated in Skyward Sword compared to they did like a half job in Twilight Princess. You know, I love the music in that game too, but well, some of the tracks in this game I just love a lot more than, my favorite Zelda game of all time. Thus, I'm giving this game a 10 out of 10 when it comes to music. Now, as far as character development goes, it is probably the best Zelda game when it comes to character development. I give it a 10 out of 10. Impa's character development wasn't as much as I wanted it to be. I was hoping for a little bit more, but I was very satisfied with what we got. And then all the NPCs in Skyward, I felt like we were more interactive with them. I felt like every one of them developed a little bit in their own way. They all have their own problems. They made them more lively and realistic, kind of like the Majora's Mask NPCs, where they go through their days, and we actually interact with them. So character development, I give it a 10 out of 10. Now as far as the story goes, I give the story, it was definitely a lot more complicated than other Zelda games. I mean, it was about as complicated as Twilight Princess and whatnot. I mean, there was a lot more stuff to do as far as story-wise. It was very thick and strong. I give the story a 10 out of 10. It's very enjoyable. It really does fill in the loopholes of the Zelda series with Demise being incarnated and Skyloft possibly being the Sky Temple of Twilight Princess. And it really did fill in a lot of those holes. Let's see. Overall, I give Skyward Sword a 9.5 out of 10. It's not my favorite Zelda game in the series. It's not my second favorite, but it's definitely worth being in my top 5. I mean, the reason why I want to give this game a full 10 out of 10 is because some of the dungeons, I mean, between the Earth Temple and the Fire Sanctuary, it just seems so repetitive. Like, we all done it, we've done it before in the same Zelda game. And it just didn't bring much of anything new besides some new puzzles and some new enemies, and then a little bit more story when it came to helping the Magmas. Another thing I didn't like about this Zelda game was they wanted us to go back to the same areas multiple times. In other Zelda games, you go to an area once, maybe twice to do something, and then you don't go back to the area again as far as the plot goes, but it's optional to go back. Whereas in this game, it's like, okay, well, we see the forest, we see the desert, and we see the volcano area. But then we go back there again, which we saw new areas, like off to the side that wasn't unlockable earlier. But then we had to go back a third time, which was, they tried making it different too, but it's still the same area. I just felt like there wasn't enough areas to be really, really enjoyable. We got the desert, the fire, and the forest, and it wasn't as much variety that other Zelda games have, like graveyards, underground temples sometimes. Okay, the Earth Temple was pretty underground, but or a snowy area, or like a full-on water area. We didn't have those areas in this Zelda game. But I love this Zelda game a lot too. It's just a minor issue that I don't like about it, but some people do like that more, but I'm just not one of them. And that pretty much wraps up why I give this game a 9.5 out of 10. It's probably one of the best Zelda games I've played in the series. I mean, compared to Spirit Tracks or Zelda 2, how could it not be one of the best Zelda games in the series? Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. I like all those Zelda games more, but this one, I definitely like it a lot. It had a very strong ending. And the ending is probably the most powerful things to look at when you look at a recent Zelda game in the series. Well, thank you for joining me in Let's Play Skyward Sword. I hope you viewers enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed making it. And all copyright goes to Nintendo. I did not make this game, obviously. But, you know, they decided to put that text there, so I'll make a comment on it. Ah, the Triforce. The Triforce is definitely amazing. What a good Zelda game. I can't wait to see what other future Zelda games finally have in store for us. Thank you, Nintendo, for bringing us such entertainment. Continue making Zelda games, and at least until I pass away. I like the Zelda series. That's not going to be anytime soon, don't worry, viewers. I'll be making plenty of videos till that day comes. Who knows where technology goes 10 years from now, too. It looked like Headmaster Gabor's back, and both of our Lockfins are back too. Hey, it's the bullies! Well, two of them anyways. Curse isn't a bully anymore, but yeah, you know, Stritch and what's his name weren't too bad either. Yeah, it seems like we're finally back. And Link and Zelda get their alone time on the statue again. This time not having anything bother them. Oh, the surface, it's so peaceful. I like the music here. I like it a lot. Now, when you pre-ordered Skyward Sword, you got the anniversary disc that comes with it that has the orchestrated songs for the 25th anniversary when this game came out last November. Although, the Zelda series came out a year later in America, so 2012 will be our 25th anniversary, but as far as release in Japan, it was last year. Oh, really, huh? Well, now your dream has finally come true. I would imagine it being colder way up there in the sky, though. I mean, being at a higher elevation and all, it's going to be a lot more windy, too. Oh, I guess the ground would feel different. I like the floating islands. It reminds me of the ones in Final Fantasy III, like the floating continent. Huh? What about you, Link? Huh, I wonder what Link would do. Well, I think it's obvious, Zelda. He'd live a life with you and help you create a Hyrule. This being the first Zelda game in the series, too. At least the timeline doesn't split into 3 different areas like Ocarina of Time made it split in 3 different timelines. Yeah, so that is the end of Skyward Sword. Thank you for joining me, viewers. And I don't plan on doing any bonus episodes for this game, but maybe in the future I'll do one, but Hero Mode is basically the same thing, it's just double damage and a couple other small changes that make the game more difficult. And then the Thunder Dragon Challenge, if you go all the way to the end, you end up fighting Demise at the very end. And yeah, it's just very small changes. I don't plan on showing Heroes Mode, if ever, anytime soon. Anyways, and yeah, if you save your game, you'll end up playing it in Heroes Mode, so watch out for that. Unless you want to play Heroes Mode, save your game, because it'll save over your exact save file of the one that you just beat the game with. But if you want to keep your old file, hit no. Yeah, my friend accidentally hit yes and didn't read the text very carefully, so yeah, watch out for that. And have a good day.